Mambo Mike here. Got a question from Alicia. She asks, can you talk about sinus and seasonal allergies? And also about the effectiveness of neti pots, sinus massage, and saline sprays. Okay. If you haven't seen my asthma video, I invite you guys to check out my asthma video. A lot of the same principles that apply for asthma applies to allergies. A lot of people with allergies have asthma, and people with asthma have allergies because they're closely linked. Pretty much they're both inflammations or hypersensitivity of the most superficial part of your body. Your lungs being slightly more internal, but it's still the respiratory system and the skin are closely linked. And so you'll find people with eczema or bronchitis or asthma, they tend to have the same kinds of symptoms because one is the irritation of the outer lining or mucous membrane, and the other one is more internal. So the same type of supplements and herbs would apply, such as organic apple cider vinegar, omega-3s, aloe vera, vitamin C, vitamin D, MSM, gingko, garlic, tumeric, oregano, ginger, licorice. I have all that written down below. And there are also herbal formulas you can take. I'm an herbalist, but I don't recommend herbal formulas because herbal formulas are very specific to each individual person, and that requires a personal consultation because every pattern or from every person is slightly different. But the herbs and supplements that I mentioned are generally beneficial for the body and for most people, and it will be helpful to help boost your immune system and to help detox and circulate the energy in your body. Spices will be helpful if you have, you need a little help opening up the airways in your sinuses. So if you're taking pepper or mustard or some other spicy herb, that's probably a good idea. Stay well hydrated. If you're not drinking enough water, your cells are going to be much tighter, and your fluids are going to be more congested in your sinuses. So drink plenty of water. If you're in a home that's really dry, make sure you get a humidifier or find some other way of getting more humidity in your house. And for temporary relief, you can also use steam. You can breathe in some steam, which is the same idea. It's just moisturizing the sinus cavity. Saline spray. Saline spray is helpful. If you're doing a neti pot or some other saline solution of flushing, you probably don't need the saline spray. And I'm more in favor of the neti pot because you're actually flushing the water in and then clearing it out. I don't even use a neti pot. I just use some warm filtered water with a strong solution of salt in it, and I just basically inhale it both nostrils, and then I blow my nose, and whatever's in there comes out. The salt will help pull it out. But if you're using neti pot, you're going to be pulling it in through one side and letting out the other and cross flowing. That's good too. The saline will help keep it moisturized, similar to the humidity or the steam, but I don't like it as much because you're not getting stuff out unless you're spraying a lot, and then that's going to be a similar effect to the neti pot. But in any case, if you're getting fluids, if you're getting salt water in there, and that's helping you to loosen up whatever's in there and blowing it out, that's probably a good idea. Do that several times a day or as often as necessary. Sinus massages, you basically you want to just improve circulation around this forehead and nasal area, right? So there's different points. I do acupuncture, so I would be kneeling these points, but if you don't do acupuncture, obviously, then you would just press around these different points. Like there's points here, along this ridge here, and there's temple, and there's one in the middle, and there's different points. If you're not sure where they are, don't worry about it. Just kind of press around and look for sensitive points, and just really, really grind into them, and that's going to help move the energy. If you're feeling a little stuffy or irritated, you want to get the energy moving, so just kind of press around. And that generally works pretty well. And then diet, you want to minimize your consumption of dairy products, processed food, excess sugary foods. These are all very, very inflammatory. Again, if you watch my asthma video, the same things apply. All right, and then if you're having particular sensitivity to certain things, then you might want to consider getting an allergy test, doing a skin test. And it'll test you for most common allergens. It's a very simple, painless test. Basically, they put a tiny trace amount of popular allergens like dog dander, cat dander, different pollens and weeds and grasses, dust mite, things like that most people are allergic to. By the way, if you have a rug at home, you might want to consider getting rid of it because the rug holds in the dust mites and other allergens, and it'll make it much more uncomfortable for you to breathe. Alright, so if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and please share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.